Hello everyone, my name is Sapna. I am a mentor working with one of the SRLMs. Hello everyone, I am Kusum. I am a Vitta Sakhi and I am supported by my mentor Sapna Madam. NRLM has taken the initiative of supporting women entrepreneurs in SHGs for individual enterprise loans. I and my Vitta Sakhi Kusum will discuss about different aspects related to this initiative, and we hope that you all will also find our conversations helpful. So, let's start. Fundamentals of banking and key banking terms. Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn about formal and informal financial institutions, banks' loan process and products, and commonly used banking terms. Hello Sapna Madam. Madam, yesterday a sir from district office visited and he was saying that Vitta Sakhis must have basic understanding of banking products and processes. But Madam, why do we have to know about it? How will it help us in our work? Hello Kusum. See, Vitta Sakhis have to help in the process of enterprise financing from formal financial institutions. So, they must understand basics of banking terminology, products and loan process. It will help them in spreading awareness about enterprise loans among SHG members, in identifying eligible entrepreneurs for banks' loans, in identifying appropriate loan products like term loan or working capital loan, in gathering data for loan applications, and in understanding bankers' requirements better. I understood that, Madam. Madam, you said formal financial institutions. What does that mean? Kusum, Reserve Bank of India or the RBI is the regulator of banks and other financial institutions in India. The financial institutions registered with the RBI are called formal financial institutions. These institutions have to work within the regulatory framework of RBI, and such institutions are monitored and supervised by the RBI. Example of formal financial institutions are public and private sector banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, small finance banks, NBFCs and MFIs. So, Madam, does that mean that there are some informal financial sources also? Yes, Kusum. Any financial source not registered with the RBI is an informal source. Like our SHGs are an informal financial source. They are not registered with the RBI. That is why they provide saving and credit only to their members. But SHGs are legitimate sources of finance. However, there could also be some unauthorized or exploitative informal sources like money lenders, chit funds, etc. Dealing with them could be risky. Okay, Madam. Now I understand that with Enterprise Financing Initiative, we are trying to link women entrepreneurs to formal sources from the current informal financial sources. But how will it be different operationally? Good question, Kusum. Formal financial institutions follow various policies and processes. Let us understand some of the key processes involved in taking loan from a bank. The first step in this process is what is called KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. Banks are mandated by RBI to verify the identity of their customers. In KYC process, bank asks the customer to submit his or her ID proof and address proof. Typically, for ID proof, this can be an Aadhaar card, driving license, voter ID, PAN card or passport. And for address proof, it could be Aadhaar card, voter ID, passport or latest electricity bill. After KYC, the next step in the loan process is the credit bureau check. This is an important step to verify the credit history of the customer. In other words, bank wants to see the past loan behavior of the client. If the client has repaid all the loan installments of his or her past loans on time, then the bank is more comfortable in giving out a new loan. Credit bureau checks are done through separate companies called credit bureaus. Credit bureaus keep loan records of people availing loans from any formal source. There are 4 credit bureau companies in India. These are CIBIL, Experian, Highmark and Equifax. Based on the credit behavior of a customer in the past loans, the credit bureau companies give a credit score to the customer. This score is between 300 and 900. Generally, a credit score of above 650 is considered to be ideal. After credit bureau check, bank asks to submit the loan application along with other required documents. The loan application along with other documents are used by the bank to evaluate the loan proposal. In a loan application, bank collects personal data of the customer, data related to business and the purpose of loan, data related to income, expenditure, household cash flows and data on other fixed obligations. For loans up to Rs 2 lakh, not much documentation requirements are there. Bank may only ask for KYC documents, bank statement and quotation of machinery, etc. for which the loan is needed. For loans up to Rs 10 lakh, there are no collateral requirements as they are generally covered under various government schemes. However, for loans above Rs 2 lakh, banks ask for project report, past and projected balance sheets, ITR and other business registrations and licenses. To evaluate the loan proposal, banks' officers conduct a physical visit to the home of the applicant. During the visit, bank officials verify address, family details and household cash flows. Bank officers visit entrepreneur's business and discuss with the entrepreneur about her business. They verify business location, check business performance such as sales, margin, stock and profits. The bank officers also visit and talk to neighbors, suppliers, etc. to verify the reputation of the applicant in the society. Bank's sole purpose of loan evaluation is to ensure that the client will be able to repay the loan along with interest in a timely manner. If the officials are satisfied, then the loan proposal is sanctioned and the loan amount is disbursed. The process of giving out the loan is called loan disbursement. Madam, now I understand the formal loan process, but what are the loan products offered by the banks for enterprises? For businesses, banks generally offer two major categories of loans, which are called the term loan and the working capital loan are in the form of cash credit limit or overdraft limit. The term loan is often given for a one-time bulk investment to expand capacity, to buy machine or equipment, etc. The loan is given for a fixed term, often from 2 to 10 years, although the period may vary. The loan is to be returned in the form of equal monthly installments, also called EMI. EMI consists of the principal and the interest amount. On the other hand, cash credit limit or overdraft are facilities for regular business needs. Here, customer can draw upon any amount, anytime up to the credit limit provided. The interest is charged on the outstanding principal for the period for which the principal amount remaining outstanding. Principal outstanding or loan outstanding is the principal amount of loan which is with the borrower at any point in time. In cash credit limit, banks often ask to pay the due interest on a monthly basis, while principal can be deposited anytime by the customer. There is no fixed periodic principal repayment obligation in a CC limit. Madam, what happens if a client is not able to repay the loan? In case a client does not fulfill the repayment obligations as per the agreed terms, the bank may levy penalty. Penalty is a fine collected by bank for violation of its terms and conditions. If a borrower is not able to pay an installment of loan on time, then such an installment is called overdue and bank may charge penalty on it. If no amount is paid on a loan for over 90 days from the due date, then such a loan is called non-performing asset or NPA in banking terminology. Even extreme is a case where a client stops repaying a loan completely and does not intend to pay it back at all, then such a customer is called a defaulter and bank can take legal action against such customers. Madam, that was very useful information. This will help me a lot in my work. I'm glad to hear that, Kusum. So, in this video, we learned about formal and informal financial institutions, banks' loan process and products, and some commonly used banking terms. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you.